What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Word of the Day. I have my friend Cassandra here, who is so amazing. She's traveling the world. We just had an absolutely fantastic, magical meal.
Delicious.
At Blue Acre Seafood here in Seattle. And we were talking about the 3-day rule. Tell me a little bit more about it. What is it?
So the 3-day rule is when you go through anything traumatic in your life, whether that's a breakup, you lose a job, you lose a parent, you lose a spouse, anything, you need to give yourself 3 days to what I call wallow in it. You have to be in it, live in it.
Get in it.
Cry.
So what does that mean? So
cry. Scream. Talk about it.
Write.
Review it.
Talk to your girlfriends.
Talk to your girlfriends. Talk to your guy friends. But you have to go through it and process it. You don't need to suck it in or swallow it because it's going to explode on you later. You have to, Jesus had 3 days. I'm just saying.
She just took me out. I just went out. I was out. I'm out of the frame.
If Christ needs 3 days, you need 3 days.
Wow. You know, a lot of times we feel like there's something wrong. We have to always be strong.
Nope.
We always have to be, emotionally strong, and we have to be strong for other people. But the thing is just like you said, the more you put it and pack it away, you're building rocks of resentment.
Absolutely.
And resentment does not serve you. It will keep you from getting what you want. It will keep you from being in better relationships. It will keep you from moving forward. And what do we want to do? We want to move forward. It'll keep you from being not keep you from being, but it'll keep you in the victim mentality. Who wants to live the life of a victim?
Right, but you need to process that in order to understand it. So if you don't process it, if you don't understand it, if you can't put the pieces together, you will never be able to move forward in your life. Ever.
And I think that you should definitely take the 3 days to wallow in it, to really go into it, to grieve. But we know that grief lasts a little bit, not even a little bit, like sometimes a long time longer than that.
Right.
But your focus shifts after that 3 days. You're not focusing on wallowing in it, you're focusing on making the steps. Sometimes it's a little step at a time. Sometimes it's big steps at a time. So don't be frustrated if after 3 days you're not completely over it, because
you won't be completely over it. You won't be. But it's okay to take a break socially, to step back from some responsibilities and duties to process it. You need to give yourself 3 days. For me, that process involves pajamas, lots of movies, lots of texting with girlfriends about what happened. We have to review the tapes and the text messages and the cards and the letters to figure out what really happened and what does this mean going forward. What have I learned? What will I do differently?
I had a situation a couple years ago. Well, I guess no, it was like last year, and I didn't take that 3 days. I fell into it, but I was constantly trying to claw myself out, and it seemed like the more I tried to claw myself out, the more I fell into the pit.
Right.
But if I had taken that time to just shut it down and to feel my feelings and to go through the tears, fully accept them, fully embrace them, then I think that my healing process would have been a little bit shorter. And
you have to get it out. Even Angie Stone says when she cries, there's no more rain in this cloud. You gotta get it out. You have to get it out.
Have you experienced this? I've experienced this before, where you're trying to get over something, and then one day it's just done. And like you wake up and you're like, oh, I didn't think about that person, or I think I'm healed now. Like I've had that like I've been trying to get over something, and then one day, bam.
It's done.
It's done. And when you see that person or you mention that person, you don't cry anymore, or you just don't feel the same about it.
Right. And you also won't remember really all of the details or how you healed.
It doesn't matter as much anymore.
It doesn't matter. You just remember that you've moved on. And the benefit of this is that you go into this storm, you go into this situation one way, you come out completely changed and transformed. You've got to give yourself those 3 days. Allow yourself to rise from the dead. I'm just saying.
She's taking me out. She's really taking me out of here. Oh my God. Okay, so we have the 3-day rule, but also you are currently traveling the world doing something that you love.
Absolutely.
How is that?
It's amazing, and it took me a long time to get here. I went to culinary school almost 12 years ago, and I worked for 11 years as a chef, or becoming a chef. I wasn't always a chef. Let's be clear here, because no one is a chef. just automatically, or because you have a degree. You work, you train, you better yourself. And every day I work to become a better chef. But now I'm able to travel and teach other people how to cook in their homes, which is really important to me. I think you need to be able to feed yourself. Like, that's a basic human skill. If you cannot feed yourself, that is basic in taking care of yourself. You cannot rely on other people to feed you, because, for example, we have this whole thing with Monsanto creating cancer, and now they found traces of these chemicals in 45 different breakfast cereals. Yeah, you didn't realize that? Check the list.
Yikes.
Check the list.
Yikes. Okay. That's amazing. I think it's amazing that you get to do what you love, travel the world, try different things. It just sounds like a really full life. And we were also talking about how a relationship is not the end all be all.
No, it's a complement to your life, but it's not everything. It's not your life. It's a complement to a full life. Because you're not, are you a half?
No, I'm a whole person sitting here.
Right.
I think.
Right,
Yep,
so you're not out there searching for your other half or your better half. You're a whole, so you're looking for a complement. So you have to have a full life. No one wants half of anything.
A friend of mine, shout out to Dawn Marie, she would say, boys are just sprinkles. Like, you are the chocolate cake, you are the vanilla cake. Boys, girls, whatever you like, it's just the sprinkles, it's just the frosting or whatever comes on top. Like, you are the meat.
Right.
You are the foundation.
You are the substance.
And I remember us talking about this. Like, when I was in my last situation, I was unwilling to be myself. I was unwilling to say what I needed to say, be who I needed to be, because I had no substance. He became my substance, and that's a really dangerous place to be, because you give up yourself, you give up who you really are. So when that person walks away, and as a matter of fact, it's easier for them to walk away because they're not as invested as you are. When they walk away, you're left with nothing. And then you really go into it, and you really need that 3 days.
To heal. And to find yourself sometimes.
And don't be mad at yourself. Like, if you've gone through a situation and you gave yourself away, take the lesson. Take the 3 days and come back even better. I want to guarantee you that there is someone out there that is going to love you, that is going to accept you for who you are. But you know what I always say, it starts with you. So live your life, travel the world, find something that you love to do, whether it's motivating people, make friends. Friendships are so rich.
Family.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you coming to see me in Seattle.
I appreciate you.
Look, we love you. You know what I always say. Keep your head up.